I'm not a doctor, I try to help, but I'm not an expert. Hello, I'm the mental illness patron, and this is my introduction to anxiety. If you saw the first video, you know some of my depression story. Sadly, there's a lot more, and that was just a small part. This video is to talk about my anxiety. I wish I could start at the beginning, but I don't remember when it started. Not sure if I even realized it was anxiety until I was older. I can remember 6th grade on the first day of school. I took the bus and these older students on the bus talked to me. I don't remember what they said, and I don't think it was anything harmful. It was the social anxiety that I would have to talk to them again that frightened me. I was very upset, and it sounds stupid to me now. I got home and asked my parents if I could just walk to school since it was a mile away. My parents said no. I decided to walk anyways. I'd rather take the risk with my parents than risk having a conversation with some people on the school bus. I hated lying, and I felt terrible for having to lie to my parents. Still, I'd rather do that than the bus. I had a friend I walked with because he refused to ride the bus as well. I'm not sure what his parents thought on this matter. I would wake up for the bus and instead walk to my friend's house, which was next door to me. We would play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 for a bit and then walk to school. I kept the secret up for months. It wasn't until one day my dad took me bowling. On the way back, he had a heart-to-heart conversation with me. He ended up saying, "If there's anything you need to tell me, don't feel afraid to." That's when I cracked. I told him I was walking to school every day because I hated the bus so much. He talked to my mom when we got home, and they decided to let me continue walking to school unless it was raining. I was very thankful for this conversation my dad had with me on the way home from bowling. Things were well until one day it was pouring. I had to take the bus. I was freaking out trying to get my parents to drive me to school. If they drove me, I'd be alone at the school for an hour, and they weren't having it. I was desperately thinking of ways to get out of riding the bus. I then remembered I was part of the writing club, which was a club where it was after and before school on certain days, where teachers helped students with their homework. I was lucky. That morning was a writing club day. Even though I hated writing club, I found it very boring. Funny that now that I try to write as much as possible. This rainy day was the day after a week-long vacation ended. My parents ended up calling the school to see if writing club was still going on for the day. The teacher that ran the club was there, so he said I could come in. I was the only kid to show up to writing club, and I didn't even have any homework. I just sat in writing club for an hour staring at a textbook pretending to read. I feel this was better than having to go on the bus at the time. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, and if you feel comfortable, please share your story of mental illness with me. I'm not a doctor. Please don't expect expert advice from me.